Hello, everyone. Shay's Creations here, and I am so freaking happy right now. Why am I happy? You have to wait a minute, boys and girls. Give me a break. I just came on. Well, I'm having a hot flash right after I turn the damn camera on. Anyway, I decided to clean out my pantry so I could try to figure out what more or less what I have, and I don't know what else to say. Anyway, I found in my pantry, I must have been moving rooms around and put some stuff in the closet momentarily and never got to it. Boy. So, a couple of nights ago, I was wishing that I had money to purchase some little clear tote bags so that I could make some little bags and put them on the table when I have my upcoming event. Oh, freak. Lord have mercy. So I went in the closet and in the bin, I found some of the tote bags. So this right here is one of the tote bags. And then I have some little ones that I had already put some little decor on it. So now I have my little tote bags. But give me a minute, boys and girls. Sorry for the noise. Whew. Whew. It is that situation up in here. So now what I'm gonna do in probably about 2 or 3 days is I'm gonna start pulling some of this combusted room of things out and start making gift bags. And I'm gonna do everything in my power to keep the cost of the bag at $10 because right now what's going on with EBT and everything else, people just want to have something to say they brought something to the table, just in case that's what the situation is. Now that's gonna be these little bags here. I may use these bags here for my personal gifts because I have about 3 people I'm giving gifts to. Now this bag here, I wish there was a way that I could actually put some color around it because then in the summertime I would carry it, for myself, or if I go to the Dollar Tree or something, just put my stuff in there and carry it to the register. But I am freaking happy that I found the bags. And I was sitting here saying to myself, I did not want to make an unnecessary order with these items in it because even though I couldn't find them, I did not have the memory of getting rid of them. So I found them. Now, this right here is one of the socks that I purchased. And it comes with some loud colors for people like me who like colors. But anyway, I'm going to separate the socks. I'm going to put some socks in each of the bags. Now I have lots of different socks. When I say I have an abundance of socks, so I'm going to be able to do that. In the bags, I'm going to have bracelets, earrings, socks. Um, I have some cups that I had decorated, with the decals and stuff. I may put a cup in there. I have some lip gloss. I have some chapstick. So I have something I could put together. But the purpose of me making these bags, I even have these little tiny teddy bears. I have some keychains with the letters. I have keychains that I made. I have pens. I have greeting cards. I have everything. So what I'm going to do is just make tote bags so I can put the tote bags on a table and get as much of this combusted hustle and grind away from me. Whew. Was that really? So now I have another project on my hands to keep me busy and keep my mind from being distracted. I still could not do my schoolwork today, so I don't know what's going to happen. But I have a couple of months to work on this one course that I'm on. So I said, and it's like 3 a.m. right now. My bedtime is not till 6 a.m. So I'm I'm printing off some cards to put with my earrings and stuff like that. So, and yesterday or 2 days ago, I got 200 earring hooks, so I could actually start making some earrings since I do know I'm gonna put them inside the bags that I'm gonna take to the event. I just have to figure out how I'm gonna travel with all of that because once the bags are full, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, let me move to a whole different topic now. something that I was thinking of. A few minutes ago, I was inside of a group and someone was complaining that the job is complaining that they have bags under their eyes and everything because the people next door, it's about 10 people in the unit next door, and they make so much noise after midnight, the music, the smoking, and it keeps the person up. So they was trying to figure out how to whatever. So I put in my little 2 cents to help them get this nonsense done and taken care of. So hopefully it'll be of some use. Anyway, it got me to thinking about how a couple days ago I had no water, and I had asked for some water and I couldn't get no water. But then I'm sitting here saying to myself, okay, I'm running low on this, I'm running low on that, and I have, I've heard people say, how they'll be there for me, they'll help me, and all these other things. And I'm sick and tired of hearing, oh, you're such a nice person, you're so helpful, you're so kind. I'm tired of all of that. I already know I'm helpful, I already know I'm kind. Now when I say that, I don't mean in reference to, say, like if I was talking to Coral, MJ, Tina, or somebody like that, and we were talking about me as a person, because I know I can get reckless when I have to. But for the most part, my heart is just streaming with kindness. But anyway, I had 3 people, and the reason why this is so on my mind is because just, let's say, yesterday, because it's 3 a.m. now, I had someone ask, tell me that they can move in with me and they can, how much they can bring, how much their income is, and they can help me with my rent. I don't have an issue with my rent. If I get my Social Security, I don't have an issue with my rent. So why do I need someone to help me in here with my rent? If you want to help someone with their rent, find someone who needs a roommate and help them with their rent. I don't need any help with my rent. I live in low income housing. My rent goes according to my income. If I get my Social Security check, I have my rent money. Now, if I am careless, reckless, whatever you want to call me, and don't pay my rent and I go in arrears, that's not helping me, that's enabling me, because I already have my rent money. Now I actually need $1,400, but the $1,400 that I need is for me using a loan to get these socks, get those plastic bags, get the earrings and everything else that I got. But some of my earrings and bracelets I got with the kindness of my sweetie pie, that was my sweetie pie, but we are no longer sweetie pie. But I'm going to still call him my sweetie pie because I still sweetie pie him. But anyway, you people need to realize what is actual help. Help us not coming in here, making yourself available to my space and what I already accomplished in here, and then you bringing in bad habits. Now, I hate to say this, but I'm gonna say it anyway because I got this big mouth sitting in front of me and it's just flowing. I don't want anyone living with me with bad habits. Now, drinking, smoking, abusive, this, that, and the other. You want to go buy the newest Nikes and you got to have this, and you don't have all your ducats in a row. Those are bad habits. So I don't want anyone living with me in any capacity like that. I can't even imagine what I would do if I had a roommate and the roommate came in here with a Sephora bag. I'm just using reference to a store that I knew offhand, with a Sephora bag with all of these curling irons and all these other things, and then said to me, "Well, I'm a little late. I'll get it to you in 2 weeks." Now you're putting me and my freedom at risk, because 9 times out of 10 I might snap. Yeah, I might snap. You see somebody roll over? Oh, I'm not playing that. Why? Because look at this. I get a sense of joy every time I shave my head. You know why? Because I don't have to buy shampoo. Now that may sound crazy to some people, but I'm okay with sounding crazy. 100%. I'm okay with sounding crazy. It makes me feel good when I wash my face in the morning. It makes me feel so good to know that I don't have to almost peel off my eyelashes that look like they're gonna blink into my face. So I'm thankful, you know what I'm saying? I don't need those little pads to wipe off my makeup and all that stuff. So I'm thankful, and those things bring me so much joy. Just like a little while ago, we was in a group and they were saying, what have you cut out so that you could be frugal or whatever the case may be? And I said, my hair. When I shaved my head. Now, when I shaved my head because I started losing my hair. But when my hair started growing back, I still knew with hot flashes, man, you have no idea how much hair holds into heat when you suffering like me with hot flashes. But let's get away from all of that. But I'm so grateful. And yesterday, I cried a few times. Now, when I say yesterday, I'm still thinking today is yesterday. So, not yesterday meaning Sunday, because Sunday I was good all day. I stayed up in gratitude, and I realized, I have an abundance of whatever the case may be. And then when my friend came in here for the first time ever and went as far as opening my freezer to put in the ice cream that he purchased from me, and then made a reference to how much food I had in the refrigerator compared to what he has in his, and I'm like, and I didn't want to go on the fact that I didn't hear him run the water before he went in my freezer, none of that stuff, but I simply said, your children have jobs. That was it. And the whole argument was done. Your children, you have 3 adult children, and they all have jobs. Your refrigerator have no business looking like that. But there goes that. Now, I've decided something else on my end. My daughter is doing a little better than me, and my daughter is still in need of help. So I help her where I can, but my daughter has been helping me in ways that I never thought possible. Never thought possible. And I realized something just a short while ago. If I need someone to help me, and it comes down to it, it's going to be her that I let help me. Why? Because she's the one that I'm willing to help when things get bad. Now, I'm not saying I want to reside with my daughter, and I don't have any issues with my rent, wherever I need someone to come in and help me in that type of way. What I'm saying is that, just say if I needed dish detergent, I would ask my daughter to purchase me some dish detergent. I don't need dish detergent. In this cabinet right here, I have about a year's worth of dish detergent, and she still doesn't know that. But that's one of the things that she would love to help me with, is dish detergent. Now, the reason why I don't tell her what I have is because she feels that I shop unnecessarily. Now, I haven't purchased dish detergent in a very long time. I haven't had to, and then I accidentally went into this cabinet over here looking for one of them sponges that bald-headed man is on. Them white sponges. I went down there looking for a sponge, and I accidentally found a big thing of dish detergent. So I got the dish detergent. Now, cleaning up my pantry, I realized that I wanted to put in some of my laundry detergent, but then I moved 2 towels that have no business in that closet, and I found an abundance of Ariel laundry detergent that I didn't know I had. Now, in that room, I have 2 or 3 big bags of Ariel laundry detergent, and in that bathroom, I have $75 worth of the little bags, 18 bags, matter of fact, in the back bathroom. So I have to find a way to put those so that they're not seen to the naked eye, because I realized that although I don't have a lot of company, people tend to think when they see a surplus of something that you have enough to give. I was speaking with someone just recently on the telephone, and she said that one of the things that bothers her is when someone is in her home and sees that she has X, Y, and Z, and they will call her on the phone later to say, do you have any, knowing that she has it. So I had to give a little whisper. You need to make those things disappear, which means put them away. So I'm not going to bed until about 6 a.m. I'm going to go in my closet. Now, I did take a picture of my closet and I showed it to Cora. She couldn't see the bottom, but in the bottom, I found that I had 5 cases of corn and sweet peas. So I might be looking like a green pea after a while if I'm eating. Now, I love sweet peas, but I don't eat them that often. I eat mixed vegetables more often because that way I get that green bean in there that I just can't eat by itself. I don't know what it is, boys and girls. Now, if my neighbor cooks on Thanksgiving, she's going to bring me a plate. It's gonna have green beans. She cooks green beans so well. I wish I could make my green beans taste like that. I would eat them more. I would probably eat them without anything else with it, just the green beans, but I can't. Every time I make green beans, boys and girls, it tastes like, I don't want it to taste like, I want some flavor in it. So I don't know what she's putting in her green beans. I don't need to ask because she's not going to tell me. The girl can bubble up a pot, boys and girls. But I don't have one. I don't have one can of green beans in this house. I did at one point, but then I realized I wasn't going to eat them, and then I started parting ways with them. Now I found, I think, 2 cans of carrots. I'm not going to buy any more carrots. I don't eat carrots enough. I need to because they help your vision. Now, when my vision gets bad, I start making bowls of mixed vegetables, and then my vision starts to get better. So that is one of the reasons why I like carrots. But I'm definitely not buying no carrots. I was going to Walmart to get some more corn, get some more sweet peas, but I actually don't believe I need any at this point. I'm not saying that I'm not going to Walmart to get them cans of potatoes. I don't eat potatoes that often anymore, but I definitely want them. I want some jars of, I guess they're pickled onions, the Chevret hot dog, that kind of onion. I want some more of those so that when I make my sausage, that I have an abundance of sausage. And in this freezer, I have a few sausages, but in that freezer, I have an abundance. So now, guess what, boys and girls? I realized something else, and this I realized due to someone else making a post recently in a Facebook group. The person made a post to put your deep freezer away from where other people can see it. And it's not about being stingy. It's not about being selfish. It's not about being unkind. It's sorry about that middle finger. It's about boundaries because let's just wrap it up and call it what it is. You have people that will have their last $5 and they will take their last $5 and buy a cigarette, buy something to drink, buy something frivolous here and there. Now, everybody's wants, needs, and everything is different, and that's fine. But do not, please, and I'm saying personally, do not come around me with your new pocketbook and then say you need something to feed your children. I'm sorry, you and your children are gonna be chewing on that leather pocketbook. I had to get the way I am now because I realized that when my feet are hurting, it's me at this stove. It's me. Now I live on this floor here. Thankful to everybody on this floor because when I have fainted or whatever the case may be, somebody came outside and got the ambulance for me. But the last few times when I was in distress and I was screaming all night and all that other stuff, not one person came to my aid. The last, I say 2 or 3 holidays that went by, not one of my neighbors gave me a plate of food. Whenever I have gotten to the point where I couldn't eat whatever food because it caused me pain, I put it out in the hallway. Everybody damn know who put food in the hallway. No one. Now, at one point or time, there was a lady who was getting stuff from the food pantry, so she would leave stuff near my door. And I know she left it near my door because she probably was leaving it for me, but didn't want to leave it directly for me. So I'm just taking it like that, and that is kindness. So there goes that. But what I'm saying is I got to a very bad point in my life and I'm really tired of this sweat. This sweat is really bothering me. So sorry. Freak. This stuff is so uncomfortable. I really need to step into the bathroom and get a rag. But anyway, I've reached some very painful days where I couldn't eat because there was no one to feed me. Now, I one of the other things that I realize is that although I'm 6 blocks away from all of my family, whether it's 6 blocks this way or 6 blocks this way or 6 blocks that way, I still don't have anyone that will bring me a plate of food unless it's Thanksgiving. Like my brother surprised me last year with a plate, and I was very happy to get the plate, but I was surprised to the point where I almost didn't want to eat it because then you have to say, what's in it, But my brother loves me, so, and I love my brother to death, so I'm hoping Thanksgiving I get a plate this year. But I did specifically ask for banana nut bread. That's what I want, but I want it made fresh with real bananas that I can't possibly cook myself. Bananas are gross. I don't want them in here. I can't be around the scent of bananas. Don't even think about peeling one near me. Gross, but I need banana nut bread. I really do. But that said, we have to start taking care of ourselves. And I go through bursts of sadness one minute, the next minute I'm grateful and I'm gratitude, living in gratitude and things like that. But yesterday, I'll say, even though it was the day before yesterday, I kept feeling worthless because I felt like I was selfish because I had to say no to a few people. And when I say I had to say no, I had to say no when I was asked, do you want me to move in with you? Now, let's keep it real funky now. I got a master bedroom here that I really and truly have no desire to even clean up at this point. Now, when I say clean up, I don't mean that I just threw everything in there on the floor and everything. But I went in there, I was crafting, I didn't clean up after myself. I am suffering greatly with this depression, and I never thought I would come to a day where I just don't feel like doing it. It's not that I don't want to do it, because I washed all my dishes, cleaned off my stove, cleaned off my counter. You know, I'm gonna mop my floor tonight. No one has really been here, so but I'm still gonna do it. I washed 2 sets of blinds in that bathroom today. One more is soaking in the tub. I'm gonna take down 2 blinds in the other room, put them in the tub. So it's not like I don't want to do it. I don't feel like doing it. The reason why I don't feel like doing it is because I want to throw everything in the garbage. But I can't do that because if something goes bad, a crisis hit me, I need my grafting supplies because that's what's going to get me through the storm. So I leave it. Now, my shelves, I've been putting earrings here, putting bracelets here. So I have things that I moved out of the way, some packaging and things like that. Why would I give up that room? All somebody has to do is say, I'm going to help you, I'm going to give you this, I'm going to give you that, and come in here for 30 days and then say to me, oh, I don't have any money, and they're not leaving. And then I have to show them the back of my hand that they'll never get to take a step of me. And that's because I have a caseworker. If you have a caseworker, no one can stay in your house past 30 days. It's not possible. So the caseworker would be here and they would be walking right out the door. And then the blessing with me is I don't care if you have anywhere to go. If you flip that coin on me, everything in there is leaving when you leave, whether you have somewhere to take it or not. It's going to be put in that hallway away from me. And if security comes, like I know they will, and say, you can't have this by the door, then okay, I got no choice but to throw it down the incinerator. So that's where it's going. You can't show me, oh, boys and girls, the sweat. I can feel each piece of sweat popping out of my head. So you can't show me that I'm on the bottom of your shoe and expect me to show you kindness. I'm not gonna do it. So I'm sitting here feeling so much better, and oh goodness gracious, the sweat is just popping out of my head. I'm sitting here feeling so good that I was able to say no. I actually able to say no. Now, like I said, I'm not going to sleep until 6. My daughter was in Georgia, and then she was in the Carolinas. So doing 80 miles an hour, I don't know where she is now, but before I even take my sleeping medicine, my phone has to ring again so I can get an update because she's on her way here. Mommy, I'm coming straight to you. I miss you. You miss me? This bald-headed ugly lady? Are you serious? You miss me? I need a hug. My friend was like, give me a hug. You need a hug. I'm like, I do, but I want a hug from my daughter. I don't need a hug from anyone else. I'm not trying to, I'm not saying you are. That shouldn't even pop in your head. I want a hug from my daughter or my doll baby. That's about it. But boys and girls, I'm going to tell you something you may not want to hear, but this is the truth. If you have someone in your home and you're living in a low income house, and get them out. We are going through so much, especially if this person cannot protect you from your fall. If they cannot protect you, baby, you got to get them out of there before it comes down on you. It is what it is. When you love someone, don't put someone in risk like that. So if you really and truly check for someone, don't go into their home knowing that if they get put out, you can't help them go somewhere. If you really want to help, find someone who needs a roommate that does not have low income housing and go catch in their place, because that way you'll have your bona fide room, you have your little freezer, you have your little side of the kitchen, and they'll have theirs, and everything is copacetic together. But if you are living with someone and you know that this person has housing, please leave, and leave in kindness, which means secure yourself a place to live. And if you can't, jump into the shelter and stay in the shelter until they find you somewhere else to go, because you cannot say you love someone and cause someone that kind of harm, especially if that person has a child. You can't do it. And if you have a kid and you need somebody to help you, put that person on your lease and y'all work together. Your income is their income there, but you can't have all these little habits you want to, support and then expect this person to chime in. They don't get to have anything left over to live on. I saw, I'm trying not to laugh because it's not funny. I saw where this man filed for divorce. And he filed for divorce because the woman kept going to the store, buying, 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 and he never had anything left over from his money. And then it reminded me of a friend of mine who came to me once and asked me what should he do, because he was living with a woman and her kid, but she had him paying everything, but she would go out every weekend with the girls and everything else. And you know what I told him? I feel so sorry for the fact that you're going through what you're going through, and I know it has to be hard, but the only thing I'm going to tell you to do is look for somewhere else to live. And when you look for somewhere else to live, keep it to yourself. Get your keys, put your stuff in your apartment, and then go back to her apartment and leave the keys on the kitchen counter. And when she comes home and she calls you, in kindness, tell her that you had to leave because you whatever, but don't ever make it about her. Don't even have a conversation with her about her spending habits, because now she's going to reflect her spending habits. So don't make it about her. Make it about you. I had to leave because and that's it. And no more conversations about it. But I have a friend in Texas. I hope he's doing okay. I blocked him on everything because I had no choice. But he was living with his baby mother, and they had already parted ways. They were living together. She was working in New York and everything before he brought her to Texas. Then once he got her to Texas, she didn't want to work, and then she ended up getting pregnant during the time that they really weren't together, but she was there, he was there, so whatever happened, happened. But then she took his social security number down to the welfare office, and that's when he got upset because he didn't qualify for food stamps, but that's what she wanted. So I told him in kindness, start applying for different apartments, and when they start, you get applications and the pamphlets and everything, just leave it on the table with the keys, go ahead and everything. So she got wind to it all, and she left Texas and went back to New York. It's a shame that it had to happen like that, but it did. Another friend came to me. He had a child. She kept asking for money. She took him for child support, and then after the child support, she would say she needed this, she did that, and he just couldn't take it anymore. So I told him, I said, now this I'm going to tell you is going to be very hard to hear, but it's the only thing that's going to give you the standing to be what you want to be, and that's a father to give what you can. I said, sign over your rights. Just remove your parental rights from the child altogether. That way she will be more than grateful to take whatever you give her. When you want to take the baby, sleepovers, whatever the case may be, she's going to be more than grateful, and there's going to be no arguments. Then he went to court. He signed over his rights to the child. There was a big old whatever the case may be. Yes, it was. But after that, if he called and said, he wanted to drop off this, she'd be like, okay, and she would take it. Because why? She took what she was able to get, and that's what you have to do. I hate to say stuff like that, because then people are like, how would you tell somebody easy? Because if I had a son and my son breed a woman, and the woman is coming for the money, knowing that he can't do but so much, I would tell my son to sign over his rights. Give up all rights. At some point, she's gonna want you to help, and she's gonna take whatever you have. You know how the mother doesn't want the grandmother involved and all this in this big war. She can't see my sign over rights. Give her. She want to control the baby. She want to make sure it's you're not doing what's right for the kid. So sign over rights. That way, when this man called and was like, do you need any diapers? Yeah, I can use I could use $50, whatever the case may be. Look how many times on Facebook you see people dropping food off at the house, and they don't want the food, they want the money, they want this. Well, it's time to do what you have to do. That way you get to be a father, because guess what? Your child is going to grow up, and they're going to know that you didn't turn over rights of your child because you didn't love your child. You turned over rights so there won't be no fight over your child, and you will get to be every bit your child's father, because at that point they're going to be humbled, and they're going to be like, oh, he's going to call on Friday, he's going to want to take the son and sleep over at the grandma's house. And guess what? You deserve a break. You deserve a break, but you're not going to get that break on the strength of breaking down a man. There are some freaking good men out here trying to step up and do what they have to do, but you can't tell a man that you want him to go to child support, and child support say give you $50 and then you want $60. No, you the one took me to the courthouse, so now I'm giving you $50. I'd already made it clear to my daughter, you're not having any grandchild of mine step into a courthouse. So if you have a child by a man, y'all are taking care of that child together. And you are not having any of my children on food stamps. I'm not doing it. And I told my daughter, and I'm thankful that although she thinks she's the parent and she was, yeah, that part she got right. That part she got right, because you're not coming around me with no child of mine on food stamps. Absolutely not. I tried my hardest in every way I could. It's just not working for me. She's about to start working, but she still may need help, because who knows how much the job is paying. But we're not going to purposely walk into having 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and we as women have more control over our bodies than we want to admit. Anytime we want pro rights, we have pro rights, but we have to also look at the bigger picture. I'm thankful, and I'm only speaking for myself. I had already had one, and I didn't have one because I was looking to have one. Trust me when I tell you, but it doesn't matter. I still, even while I was pregnant, I was working 2 jobs. So sometimes it's hard, but I sure as hell wasn't going to bring 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 into the mix, knowing that I'm struggling. I don't want to be that parent, because although I'm single, disabled, and I've done all I can, I can't live on $200 and something food stamps. I always run out of food, always. But I also know how to cut corners and make it happen by easily putting meat on the stove and don't necessarily have sides. I got about 4 or 5 bags of rice in my freezer and 3 bags on my floor. So it's not like I don't have rice, but I'm not going to make rice every day just because rice is there. For one, my damn hips and my ass be spreading out the back door. So I can't do that. Anytime I eat carbs, I start swelling up. 2 loaves of bread I bought for the month. And guess what? I made a sandwich today with some meatloaf that I made. So I only have 1 piece of meatloaf left. But all of that meatloaf I made, that's what I ate between yesterday and today. So I ate my last 2 slices of bread today, and I'm so thankful because I don't want any more bread for a while. No more bread for a while. What I'm actually going to make, if I decide, I probably make some rice tomorrow. I don't think I'm going to eat anything other than a few slices of cheese before I go to bed, but I do need some type of protein when it's time for me to take my sleeping medicine. But it is what it is. I'm just thankful I found these bags. I'm so thankful. I'm thankful for this beautiful chair that I'm laying my back on. But guess what happened to me? I got a notice that Walmart is not letting us sample anymore, so we're not gonna. I'm not. There's no reason for me to be upset. Although I put on the screw face, I haven't gotten a sample from Walmart in at least a year. But the program is closed now, so we don't get to review. But we can. What is influencer? We can be an influencer. So there's some type of program that I'm still a part of. I can be an I'm not doing all that. They may want me to get makeup and all that. I ain't got time for that. I don't have time for it. If I said that word that started with A and NT, please let me know because I don't want to pick up that. But I noticed that sometimes I say that. I don't like that from myself. I'm not saying for anyone else. Whatever you do is your business. But I noticed the other day I was talking to somebody and I went to say, well, I ain't, and nope, that is unacceptable by me. I am going to also purchase some English books and all that other stuff and get myself back into reading because I noticed that I'm picking up some slack habits of speaking a certain type of way, and I don't want to do that. Even at my age, if I just happen to make a phone call somewhere, I want to make sure I sound a certain way, dealing that kind of business. But boys and girls, speaking of phone calls, let me tell you what happened. There's this company that keeps calling me because they want me to pay them to put me on Google. So I said the next time they call me, I'm going to take the call. So yesterday the person called me and it was after 7 o'clock, which means they had no right to be calling me. So I took the call and the person wanted to know, was this Shay's Creations? Yes, this is Shay's Creations. And I went right to the computer. And then the person said that they wanted to speak to me because I'm having trouble being seen on Google. So I said, okay, well, I need you to explain something to me for a minute. I just Googled myself. And not only do I have my name, I have my address. And I could see my greeting cards, and I can also see me sitting at a table crafting on YouTube. So could you enlighten me on what you need to help me do to get seen when I'm seeing myself right now? Guess what happened after that? Click. Ah! So hopefully they don't call me on Monday. But if they call me on Monday, which is today, I'm going to answer and I'm going to sit at the computer and I'm going to say, okay, and I'm going to listen to what they have to say and I'm going to say, okay, well, could you help me with this? I'm looking at myself right now on Google and I'm sitting at a table and I'm crafting. So if I'm not seen on Google, can you tell me what you're going to help me with since you want me to pay? And then hopefully they get to the point where they can take me off their list. I figure not answering the phone and blowing the whistle, it's not productive because obviously they're still calling. So now I'm going to answer. I'm going to go through the motions and I'm going to say, well, I'm looking at myself right now sitting at a table crafting. You heard me do it already. And I'm going to see how many times they're going to do that before they end the call. But a little while ago, I asked my neighbor if she had any sweet water. She gave me a box of strawberry watermelon, and she gave me grape. Now, I don't know what I'm going to do with the grape, because grape causes pain. Bad pain. But when she gave it to me, I didn't know what to say at the moment, because that would have sounded like I was refusing the kindness. So I didn't know what to say, but I can't drink this. I love it. I can't drink it. Now, this strawberry watermelon, whoo! Boy, I never seen that before because I haven't been to Walmart in so long. But that's what I have in here. But I drank about this much of it, and then I filled the top up with the iced tea flavored one because I wanted a taller cup because I said when it's time for me to go to bed. Now, like I said, it was 3, so it's probably 3:30 now because I'm already 30 minutes into this video, 40. So I got to drink as much of this before I go to bed, leaving some for the middle of the night. Mm, 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 mm. Oh my goodness, it's great. It's great. Mm. So now I'm gonna go on Walmart.com and see if they will ship that to me. Most likely they won't. I have to go to the store. Walmart is about 30 minutes from me. So I'm looking forward. I'm looking towards going to Walmart. So hopefully I'll make it to Walmart. But if I make it to Walmart, that is going in my shopping cart. Absolutely. So I'm going to hang up my video now and I'm going to go. I don't know where these 3 bins of stuff is going. Absolutely don't know because I am overextended in my craft room, and I'm in my craft room like going crazy because I got something everywhere. Even sometimes when I'm looking here. Now on this door right here, I have my tote bags for when I have go food shopping. I grab them from there and put them in my purse to go to the store, and my wheel bag is there that I use to unload and load my vehicle. So now I'm sitting here like, where am I supposed to put these bins at? But I needed the tote bags, I needed socks. Because one bin is full of socks, then the other one has some other stuff, and I need all of it to make the bags. But then when I make the bags, where am I put the bags at, boys and girls? So I got a problem either way. But am I gonna let that bother me? Nope, absolutely not. So thank you so much for watching, liking, commenting, and subscribing. And you know what I have to say? I'm not upset. I don't want anyone to think I'm upset, but I lost all my subscribers. They, I put my videos back on live, and they said within 28 to 48 hours I would have my watched hours back and I would have my subscribers. I got my subscribers back yesterday, and before the night was over, all of my subscribers was gone. So I said, it really doesn't matter because without my watched hours, I couldn't do anything with my subscribers anyway. But then turn around this morning, I see I have 7 subscribers. And Jay Brown, thank you so much. I see that you subscribed as well. Now I'm going to tell you what I plan on doing. I see help me with a coffee and all these other things that people do when you support their channel. I'm going to put my Cash App in all of my channels if someone supports my channel. But I'm going to be upfront, let you know. Anyone who helps me, I'm going to be getting my craft supplies. I'm going to be paying towards my rent, and I'm going to be paying towards this loan that I have. What I want to do is continue when I'm outside, being able to hand someone a kindness bracelet, earrings, card, whatever the case may be. Those are the things that I'm going to be using my kindness donations towards my support of my channel. And then on top of that, having access to my Cash App. At some point I still have to file my taxes, so hopefully they will allow me to say that this is earnings from YouTube so that I can get more credits into my Social Security. I don't know if it's possible, but I need working hours. I need working hours to raise what I'm putting into Social Security so that I could possibly earn more credits, because I did speak to them and they said I would need to be earning. So that's what I'm doing. So don't feel a certain way or whatever the case may be, because let me tell you something, even $1 is helpful towards someone who has nothing. I still have $2 in my Cash App, and I was hoping to send that. But see, every time you send money from Cash App to a card that you can use to pay a bill or something like that, you have to pay 88 cents, 40 cents, 38 cents. So $1 never gets me $1 unless I'm using my Visa card for something specific. And if I want to get crafting supplies, 9 times out of 10 I need a good 25 to get something, you know, something that I can work with. So there goes that. Minnie, I'm gonna tell you what I need from you. I need you to go and get me a baby outfit, size 0 if they have one, for my sweetie pie on this couch, because right now this outfit that I showed you, I cannot use that outfit. I don't know who's going to get the outfit, but I'm daggone sure not going to keep it in here. But I cannot use the outfit. The shirt is too big, the bottoms are too big, and I do want my sweetie little baby to have a new outfit. So, and I would buy it on my own if I had the money, but I'm not gonna lie, right now I do not have it. And anything coming to my hands, I have to hit my landlord. Have to hit my landlord. But thank you so much for watching my videos. I'm going to be posting more videos because these videos are helping me. Like I said, I'm dealing with depression, but having this video to talk to, as if I have someone here to talk to, has been helping me. And like I did mention, I notice a little bit of people staying away from me because I'm using the word no more often. And I have to say something that has nothing to do with anything that I said. But let me say this. This is going to be TMI, too much information. So I'm going to give you 2 minutes to back away from the camera, cut the camera off, say goodbye. See, that's 1 minute. Now I'm going to give you another. Bye-bye. I just realized something. I'm like right now I'm going through a terrible hot flash, and I'm telling you I don't want to take my bipolar medicine because it's going to give me the night sweats. But I realized that since I stopped taking that depression medicine, I noticed that some changes were going on with my body. Like I didn't want to be touched, I didn't want to be around like man and all this other stuff. And I'm like, but then I noticed something. And I figured out what the hell the problem is, which I'm blessed and thankful for. I have no sex drive. It is completely gone. And I realized that the changes I was going through, that I didn't realize what I was going through. Don't touch me, no. And can you want to visit? No. And I realized about 2 days ago what it actually is. That increase of dopamine medication or whatever, because I'm telling you, it was like it was a bonkerville going on up in here. It was like I gotta have it, but now I don't, and I didn't want to have anything to do with wanting them anyone touching me and all that other stuff for a number of years, and now I'm like, woo! Come on now. I got to clap for me. I'm 56 years old. I don't want to be running around here getting mad because somebody don't want to come over to the house. They got to work. Boy, bye. Ain't no problems like that. I got batteries I'm not even trying to charge up right now. Woo! But, boy. Woo. Good grief. Boys and girls. Yeah. Woo! Oh, the sweat. Oh, ooh, the sweat just popping everywhere. Look at me in here, grabbing this rag, wipe my head down. Oh, can you imagine me with a wig on? Ah! Ooh, Lord have mercy. Dang, man. And then guess what? Sometimes when I'm in the shower, I feel like I'm still sweating. But I'm about to get me a rag and wipe my chest and everything off. I'm not ready for oh, Lord have mercy. I gotta put my little towels in this bin right here, but I'm about to get me a big old towel. I'm laughing because I can imagine somebody saying, I hope I never get hot flashes. I bet you don't. But see, you would have hot flashes, but it would never be the same like me. I'm going to have hot flashes until the day I die because my bipolar medicine is causing me to have hot flashes. Now, I began menopause when I was 40, and I'm 56 now, so I should have gotten a break. But if I was to take my depression medicine, I would be on this floor boiling and screaming in here. And I'm telling you, it can get real ugly. It can get real ugly. I can't even function right now. Whew, but I tell you, my hand feels so good. But now I have to open the windows. But it is so hot in this apartment. But I'm not complaining because, honey, I know it could be different. But I don't pay for heat up in this apartment. But I'm like, ooh, if we had to pay for heat, I wouldn't have my heat on. I would have a little radiator. Absolutely. No way.